We're going to start off calm and approachable. I'm going to work towards big and bold. So go ahead, drink some water. Refresh yourselves. Now, it is like 12:58 in the afternoon. Now, it's perfect.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Your slushies, they don't count. Okay, so there's a good chance that this is your first drink of hard liquor today. Okay, so your first drink of hard liquor can be a little shocking. Okay, so when you smell the first one, you need to open your mouth. You need to let it take over all of your senses so that we can dull down the shock factor. Okay, now your number 7, I'm going to tell you some history because half of you are too young to know it. If you've been drinking Jack since the 80s, there's a good chance you drank your way through it. Your old number 7, when Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack were drinking the old number 7, they were drinking 90 proof. They were drinking 45% alcohol. In 1983, we cut it. Lone Ranger, you're in the corner back then. Okay. 1983, we cut it from 90 to 86, and then again in 2003, we cut it from 86 to 80 because that number 7 is the most popular sold loved alcohol in the whole world, and a whole lot of the world does not get to take in mass quantities of alcohol over 80 proof. So the more popular it's gotten, the weaker it's gotten. But did you know it's heavy with caramel and vanilla? It's really thick and creamy. Okay, so when you're ready. Smell it and sip it. Old number 7, 80 proof, baby on the board. What'd you know? Oh, by the way, the 7 can mean anything you want it to mean. Okay, let your mind run wild. And it is true the first Friday of every month, everyone who works at Jack Daniel's goes home with a free bottle of old number 7. So the first Friday is called Good Friday. That's next Friday. And because I'm here this weekend means I'm off next weekend with my free little bottle. Okay. Your next one is named after Frank Sinatra, and now you've heard his name a few times. So here's the deal, is that this gentleman, he's on stage, he's performing, and he's drinking the old number 7 in his little rocks glass, and when his rocks glass is empty, he just prays out loud for someone to fill it back up. And then he's buried with it. That's how you get a label. Loyalty. So Frank's bottle, I call it Big Sexy, because it's like a tall fella in a suit with his little hat on. Okay. What's in Big Sexy is what Frank would love because it's your old number 7 and 90 proof, just like he loved it. But we needed to give it a little bit more character. So we're going to mature your Sinatra in a barrel like this. So your barrel is raised and your barrel is charred, and then it's like an auger. It's going to go in there and route out the inside, increasing the surface area. All of these shavings, they're in the whiskey. It's like a whiskey stew. So as soon as it crosses your lips, the oakiness is very, very forward. Most of us are going to find the smoky notes by our jaw. This has got a lot more going on than 7. So when you're ready, smell it and sip it. A lot of people pair Sinatra with cigars. I always pair Sinatra in a flask when I'm attempting to snow ski. Do you like that? Of course you do. It's expensive. Sinatra, when you can get your hands on it these days, it'll run you somewhere between about $175 to $250. And it is still in production. I get asked that a lot. It is still in production. However, when there's a shortage of things, an allocation of alcohol means it is harder to get your hands on it. Right? But we didn't pay him for the love, but we do pay the family for their name now. So fancy name, fancy box, fancy barrel, fancy price tag. So in the office, remember we said thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy's World, single barrel. These are the little labels that I was referring to going on by hand. Okay? So when you're at home and you're drinking a single barrel option and you think, ooh, I love that. I want more of it. You're going to get the number and you're going to run back to the same liquor store. Because this was sold to a distributor in a case. There's more of it. Now, if it takes you 10 to 15 days to run back to the same liquor store, then yeah, your ship has probably sailed. Okay? But there for a moment, there's an opportunity. Okay? So your first one with the black label. This is dessert. Okay? This is rich. It is decadent. And then it will remind you it's whiskey. Because this is 94 proof. Okay? It is going to pull up a chair. It's going to sit down. This is my favorite. I like 3 fingers neat and a sleeve of Rolos. Enjoy. Smell and sip. Or those little dark chocolate Ghirardellis with the sea salt caramel in the middle. But my son is 4. You're more likely to get a Rolo. Good, sweet, super creamy. I call that one cheap luxury. That one will only cost you 60 bucks. And 60 bucks at 94 proof should last you more than a couple of days. Should. Okay. Your next one, let's have a little heart to heart. I mentioned this one up there at the cave. Barrel proof. On the low end, 125, that's what we do enter a barrel at. Water evaporates out first and we proof up. The highest you find barrel proof typically is around 136. It's going to mature usually about 5 to 5.5 years. So, I want you to pick up the 4th one. Pick it up. Look at it. It's telling you a lot. It's dark, it's thick, it's very bold. I do want to warn you that your noses will deceive you. Your nose is going to say, yeah, baby, get it. Be careful. We will discuss the proof after you try it. Enjoy. If you feel like a fire-breathing dragon, you do indeed act like one. Blow out. A little bigger? Yeah. Anyone want to guess the proof?
140.
A little lower.
128.
So, you all, some of you who drink hard liquor regularly, you may really have appreciated that one. Because they poured you the sweet spot. Okay, if you're a little poor today, it was 134.5. Okay. So that being said, your little proof label, it too will go on by hand. This little extra label at the bottom. Because no 2 barrels are the same alcohol content. And 125 to 136, that's a significant swing, so you gotta pay attention. And the sweet spot around 134 for most of us who drink hard liquor, find somewhere around 134 to be velvet, right?
Good choice.
And it just moves into your chest like that big velvet blanket, brings you nothing but comfort. This is what I drink after I visit with my mother-in-law. Because she's charming. ready? Cliff notes. Everything you've had so far is all the same. It's all the old number 7. It's all 80% corn, 12% malted barley, and 8% rye. That one recipe plays dress up a lot. But your last one says the word rye. So, switcheroo. Okay? It will not be 8% rye, it will be 70% rye grain. Only 18% corn and still 12% barley. Your last one is not thick and sweet. It's going to be peppery and spicy. Okay, we're going to change your whole palate. So have some water. Smell some skin. Because when you smell the rye, your nose should tell your brain that you crossed the street. Okay? This is a different ballpark, and it will be back down to 94 proof. So when you're ready, enjoy. Alright friends, so you can have the paper menu, the little plastic cups, and the paper coaster. I just need you to leave the wood one. If you don't want any of it though, you just leave it, and that wonderful group that works down here will recycle it all for us. So for us to get out of here, we have to go behind this group and out to the patio, okay? So deadly the things.
Here at Jack Daniels, we don't put our whiskey in barrels, we entrust it to them. You see, a good barrel is more than a container for the whiskey. It's really an ingredient. All of the whiskey's color and a good part of its flavor are drawn from the barrel. That's why we go to the extra effort to make our own, crafted from American white oak. The rough staves are cut from the trunk and left to season in the open air. The simple seasoning of the wood prepares the oak to contribute to the character of the whiskey. Next, the staves are carefully planed, cupped on one side, and the joints cut at a slight angle. A mistake here, and the barrel will leak, giving the angels more than their fair share. Now the staves go to the barrel raiser. Yes, barrels are raised, not built. The cooper fits together by hand staves of different widths, like puzzle pieces. 33 staves to the barrel. A seasoned barrel maker will raise 250 barrels a day. Now it's time for toasting, the crucial step to crafting a barrel that will impart the greatest flavor. Toasting releases much of the flavor locked inside the wood, such as our distinctive vanilla accent. Our barrel is now ready for the roar of the char tunnel's flame. As it passes through the fire, the natural sugar in the wood caramelizes. More flavor for the whiskey to draw from. Finally, a craftsman prepares the barrel for its head. The hoops are put on, the bunghole drilled, the barrel tested for leaks, and inspected under a cooper's watchful eye. At long last, the barrel is ready to receive its whiskey. It'll go in clear with a hint of flavor, but emerge mature with a rich amber color and a warm, robust taste we all know as Jack Daniels. We believe the barrel is so important to the quality and maturity of the whiskey that we go to the added expense of making our own. We hope you'll agree. The extra effort is well worth it.